Hi everybody, welcome to the Matrix Fitness Workout. My name is Gleed, and today we're going to be taking you for a 30-minute workout. We've got 3 rounds of exercises and we're going to be getting started in just under a minute. In each round of exercise we'll be doing 3 exercises and then we'll loop those twice. That means that you'll be able to learn the exercises and perform them as well. So just as we get you ready, let's just loosen ourselves up a little bit. I'm going to hit the timer and then we're going to make a start on getting you warmed up, ready to go. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is just literally march on the spot. So just want you to lift your knees up nice and high. What we're trying to do is just basically get your body ready for the workout coming ahead. So lift your knees a little bit higher if you can. Start to lift up your arms a little bit higher as well, just so we can increase your heart rates. Then what I'd like you to do is, if you can, bring yourself up onto the tip of your toes, and that might just be a little bit of a higher march. Swing your arms a little bit more. The goal here is to get your heart rates up, just to mobilize through your hips, your shoulders. We're going to mobilize through knees, ankles, elbows, getting everything ready for the workout ahead. We've got a few tough exercises coming up. We've got some floor exercises coming as well. So there should be quite a few exercises which will challenge most people, really. But at the same time, I'm going to give you options as we go along to give you the best workout I can as well. Okay, what I'd like you to do now is just take yourself into imaginary skipping. So imagine you've got a skip rope, just jumping on the spot, just getting off your toes a little bit. Now the whole goal here is literally just to get your heart rates up a little further, but at the same time getting your calves activated as well. Really important that we get you off the floor, because we have got some options later on of doing some jumping on some of the exercises, which will give you a really deep workout. But at the same time, if jumping isn't good for your joints, then that's absolutely fine. I'll give you the lower impact options as well. Have a little bit of movement from side to side, and forwards and backwards as well. Scissoring the feet forwards and backwards, and you can start to take yourself into a little bit of a driving arm position, so it's one arm forwards and backwards here. And then let's take yourself into a jumping jack, so just arms out towards the sides. Now you can see my hands are around about shoulder height as they come up. That's fine at the moment, but if you would like to push your heart rates a little bit higher, start to bring your arms a little bit more overhead. That will increase your heart rate a little bit more, because your body's got to work a little bit harder to get the blood pumping around the body. And also moving a little bit quicker as well will just get you a little bit more warmed up, ready for the first exercise as well. Let's take you into a little bit of a squat. So just turning and lowering your hips down towards your heels. And we're looking at just a half a squat to begin with. So don't worry about going too deep. I just want to get the muscles working. And then when we come to the exercises later, you'll be able to move with more purpose and a little bit more power hopefully as well. We do have some squats early, and we've got some lunges early, so we need to make sure that these legs are ready for the workout that's going to be coming ahead. Good. And what we're going to do is going to turn this into a side lunge. So creating a little bit of space, you can take a large step over to the side, lower your hips down towards your heels, push yourself back up, and let's repeat it again. So just going to do 5 or 6 on each side, just to start to think about stretching through the inner thighs as they start to work. But at the same time, this also prepares your hips for a little bit of stretching. We've got a little bit of an exercise. It's called a kick sit. That's early in the exercise as well. Okay, this one we stay over. Bring yourself in. Let's take it over to the opposite side. So a large step over, and then push yourself back up again. So those kick sits is a really good mobility exercise, but it does require a large range of movement. So we want to prepare your body for the workout in every single way we can. Good. We'll just do one more. We'll stay over there. Good. Now bring your feet together. Now what we're going to do, just a little backwards lunge. So take a lunge back, and I just want you to push your hips forward. So you can put your hands onto your hips to make you feel comfortable. Lean back slightly, and then step your back foot up to your front foot again. And let's alternate that over to the opposite side. Leaning back. So you can see I'm not necessarily lowering my hip knee down towards the floor. It's much more about a lean back to feel the stretch through the front of the hips. Now if you feel comfortable with that, then just start to move in and out of those positions as well. So I just want you to feel that stretch through the front of the hip. Good. And we'll do the last one on each side. Good. Now from that position, just shake your legs out a little bit. Now what we're going to do is just get your heart rate up a little bit more. We're also going to get you to go into a kick. So you need a little bit of space around you. What you're going to do is you're going to kick up and step back. Okay, so step into the kick and then back again. What I want you to do is I want you to feel a little bit of a stretch to the back of your hamstrings. Now we're going to be working the hamstrings in particular today, but we do have some tough jump options as well. So if we can get your hamstrings activated, just by taking them through this little bit of a kick position, and that would be really helpful for what I'm going to ask you to try coming around the corner. So we're just going to start in about a minute's time, so just finish off this warm-up. Nice dynamic mobility warm-up, but at the same time adding in some great muscle activation, some flexibility work as well, so we can get you really prepared. Now you can see I've got a mat, a towel, and a water bottle prepared. So if at any time you need to have a little breather, that's great. But at the same time, you can always use the mat, a jumper, or a towel on your hands or on your elbows for when we go down to do some of the floor work as well. That'll hopefully make it a little bit more comfortable. Good. Okay, last couple then. What I'm going to do is just take yourself into a jumping jack, just to bring your heart rates up a little bit more. Just give me 20 seconds here, and I'm going to show you the first exercise, and we're going to get straight into our workout for the first round of exercises as well. Good. Nice big movement. Take the arms up a little bit higher. I'll get your heart rates up a little bit more. Okay, and relax there. Shake your legs out. Bring your hands down to the floor for me. What we're going to do from this position is you're going to pivot on your feet and sit down so that your hands are pretty much right alongside your thigh. And from here, you're going to step back into that all four position and then pivot over to the opposite side. So when you're moving from side to side, what I want you to do is I want you to drive the mobility. Now, you've got the option of lifting your arm up if you want to, okay? Now, the benefit of lifting your arm up makes it a little bit easier to swing your foot through. If you wanted to keep your arms down, then what's going to happen is you're going to have to work the mobility around your hips a little bit more. Now, these kick sits, I want you to sit down right next to where your hands are. So think about sitting sideways, back to the center, and almost like an all-four crawling position, and then kick over to the opposite side. We've just got 10 seconds left of work. Then we're going to move on to your second exercise. Last one. Good. Okay, now we're going to go for a forwards and backwards lunge. So what we're going to do, set yourself up now. I want you to imagine you've glued that front foot down to the floor. It's the back foot that's going to take a large step forwards and backwards. Okay? In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Large step forwards, large step backwards. And we're just keeping that one foot exactly in place. Now what we're going to be doing is around about 20 seconds on each leg. When you're taking yourself into that lunge, make sure your weight is distributed equally between both feet as well. And that will help you. That way then you don't put any strain on your knee. You can actually just start sinking down into that position. Okay, let's swap the feet over. So same thing, we step forwards, step into that large step backwards, weight equal between both feet. The front knee goes over the ankle. And once it's over that ankle, you'll be in a really strong, safe position as well. Last 3, 2, 1. Okay, shake those legs out. Here's the next one. It's called a pop-up sumo squat. Now, you're soon going to start to learn by the name. Sumo, we turn the feet out wider. Pop up because you're going to push off your feet. I'm going to ask you to rotate 90 degrees, come back to the center, and then over to the opposite side, okay? In 3, 2, 1, let's go for this. So push yourself up from one side to the other. As you're doing these, I want you to try and keep your back as straight as possible. So try not to let yourself rotate, but again, you've got to work with what your body allows you to do. I would rather you just do a really good squat and turn and squat, just so that way it helps keep the muscles activated than what I would do if you were going to just be pushing yourself off in different directions as well. Okay, so squat, jump, jump. Now just keep those going for the last, just over the 5 seconds of work. Then we're going to go back to our kick sits. We do get 15 seconds rest in between. Okay, shake it out. 45 seconds work, 15 seconds rest. Hands come down onto the floor, and we're going to kick over to the side. And this is where the legs, having done all that jumping, are going to feel a little bit tight. So get your hands in a nice comfortable position, kick across, come back to the center, and then over to the opposite side. This is good. Now keep that intensity going, keep that speed going. The option of lifting the hand, if you really need to, just to allow you a little bit of movement to reach under. But if you wanted to challenge the mobility of your hips, pivot off your feet, and get into that almost crawling position in between, where the weight is still in your hands, That's a really good option to go for if you can. Just over 10 seconds of work to go. I just need you to push yourself as much as you feel comfortable to do. Good, this is nice. Keep it working. And relax there. Okay, the lunges are coming up. So pick a point to work off. Large step forwards and backwards. Take you down to a nice deep lunge position. Then those try and keep the weight over that front foot so the knee is directly above the ankle. Let's go into a large step and then a large step back as well. Just keep that form as good as we can. Equal weight between both feet, and that will just help keep the pressure and the work in the muscles rather than putting too much stress onto the knee as well. So just keep that form as you can. Keep moving nice and gradually. Keep pushing yourself. Okay, swap the legs over. Same thing to the opposite side. Put the weight going to the back foot, the weight coming to the front foot, but it's got to be equal. So that foot that is not moving is holding that force, and it's being challenged each time you move forwards and backwards as well. Last one. Okay, give it a little shake there. Okay, sumo pop-up squat. Whew. Put your heart rate stay up here. So, deep position. You're going to pop yourself up towards the side, back to the center and back down. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Push off from one side to the other. It's now just about you trying to maintain good form. Your hips going down towards your heels, pushing off the floor, exploding out of that bottom position. And then just keep that little rotation pop to one side and then the other. These are tough exercises to do, especially after having done the kick sit and the forwards and backwards lunge. So if you're feeling like your legs are getting tired, completely normal. If you are absolutely smashing this though, just a sign of incredible fitness. So keep that going. Last 10 seconds of work to go. Then we'll give you a little bit of recovery. We can take you down to the floor to give your legs a little bit of a breather. 3, 2, 1. Oh, there we go. Let's grab a mat. Get you ready for a little bit of floor work coming up. Now, first exercise we're going to be doing is down into a crunch position. So have a lie down your back, heels resting on the floor, hands to the back of the head, and I want you to crunch up and lower yourself back down. Now, when you do these crunches, think about lifting your chin and chest upwards. Now, the benefit of doing that means that your spine stays as straight as it can do, and your lower back will be supported on the floor. Now, bring yourself up a little bit higher, hold. Give me a rotation from side to side. We'll do 4 half rotations, and then lower yourself back down. Let's do the crunches again. Lifting the shoulder blades off the floor, your chin and chest up towards the ceiling, trying to think about lifting high rather than coming up and forwards. Last couple, then we'll go into those rotations again. Okay, well done. Now, time has already hit you. You saved yourself on that one. Mountain climbers. Onto the front, in a press-up position. And what we're going to do is we're going to drive your knees in and out. Now, draw an imaginary line between your fingertips. That's where I want you to look. Drive your knees up towards your chest. And then a strong position. Now, you can run this if you want to, by moving quickly. But what I'm looking for, if you are going to do that, is for you to try and maintain a nice flat spine. It's really common that you'll see people rounding their backs. It's really important you don't. The reason for that is it puts tension into the lower back, and it can actually start to cause a little bit of wear and tear on the discs in between the spine. That's what we don't want. But we'll give you a nice back exercise coming up, just around the corner as well. Last 10 seconds. After this 10 seconds, you're going to actually have a lie down on your backs. And there we go. Okay. Now, lie down on your backs. What you're going to do is you're going to put your heels into the floor and you're going to extend your hips up, pressing up to the sky and then back down, okay? It's going to be literally 45 seconds of these good bridges. Dig your heels in, lift your hips up, lower yourself back down. Now, every single time you go into this extended position, think about pushing your hips up as high as they can. If your hips are extended, that's when you get your calves, your hamstrings, your glutes, and your lower back all contract at the same time, which is great. This is one of the best exercises that you can do, especially at the moment where we're sat down a lot. This is a really great exercise for improving your lower back condition. It can be really challenging for some, but it can feel quite easy for others. So if you wanted to, you could always start to challenge yourself with more weight. At the top of the movement, try and squeeze your bum cheeks together as tight as you can. That way you get the best contraction possible. And relax there. Okay, crunches coming up next. So there are the three exercises. We've got the crunches with the rotations, the mountain climbers and the glute bridges. Hands just to the back of the head. And then we're going to crunch up towards the ceiling and lower yourself back down. Let's go for this. So lift yourself up and then slowly back down again. Now again, trying to keep the muscles to be contracted. Look up as high as you can. Think about keeping the chin away from the chest. And it's about the shoulder blades coming off the floor. It's not about using momentum and swinging yourself all the way up. We want you to keep the focus and the contraction working. And this time we're going to come up, hold, and rotate. 2, 3, 4 half rotations, back down. Let's bring the crunches back. Good. Keep lifting up nice and high. 5 more punches. Chin away from the chest still. Okay, last one comes up, and then the rotation. Finish those off. Okay, get ready for the mountain climber. So onto your back, onto your front. Back is going to be nice and straight. So sometimes I like to tell people to think about always turning their elbows forwards. That helps them get their shoulder blades engaged. That could be something that you can think about. Imagine just in between where your elbow pit is. Always think about turning your elbows forwards, and that often helps you keep a nice flat spine. But the biggest one that I always tell people is to think about that imaginary line between their fingertips. Telling them where to look is a great way of making sure the spine stays nice and straight. This is good. Keep this movement going. Just 20 seconds left to go. From here, glute bridges. Then we're going to get into a little bit more power and strength. This is about third round of exercises. Good. For the last 5 seconds, keep working strong. And relax. Okay, turn onto your back. Heels dug into the floor, hands down waist side. We're going to be pressing the hips up and then lower them back down again. Okay, so really strong exercise. Squeeze the butt cheeks at the top of the movement to give you the best muscle contraction you can. 2, 1, let's go. Push the hips up, lower yourself back down. Now again, when you're pushing into these, it's just my heels on the floor. I want to just have my heels up, but then I can really engage my calves, hamstrings, glutes, and lower back. I can get a little bit more contraction for that whole posterior chain, is what we call it. And that's a great way of really strengthening that lower back area by working the muscles below it and above it at the same time. We don't want to just isolate the back, we want to build in how the hamstrings work, the upper back starts to support. So think about just your shoulder blades being in contact with the floor and your head. Arms can help, so you can push down into those arms if you want to. Or you can keep the fingertips nice and light. Last couple, there you go. We're going to split squat is next. So from a standing position, here's what you're going to do. 1 foot forwards, 1 foot back. Now, the feet don't move in this one. It's just like almost like an elevator going up and down. That's the movement that we're looking for. Let's go for this. So bring yourself up and back down. So just literally thinking about holding these positions. The back knee comes down towards the floor and then bring yourself back up. If you can, think about scissoring your legs like really tight and close together, then lowering the back heel down. And that scissoring action is a really good way of really making sure that the quads and the hip flexors engage at the same time. Let's do one more and we'll swap the legs straight into that squat position. Same thing again, lower yourself back down, bring yourself back up. And again, scissoring those legs, just to really think about squeezing. If you think maybe on some floor tiles, or if you're wearing socks on laminated wood or kitchen surface, think about squeezing in your legs tight together, lowering back down slowly. Good work. Give a little shake out. Okay, next exercise, going on to the ground. It's an upper body strength exercise. It's called a dive press up. Here's how it looks. You're going to start with your hips, just over your heels. You dive into the press up and push yourself all the way back. And that's what we're looking for. Now, if this isn't your bag, this can be done on the knees. So that's an option that you've got. Or you can just do a basic press up for me. But if you can, coming from your feet, push in and out of that position. Really strong, tough work. This is the knee option again. Don't forget, you can learn the exercises this time. We'll do them all a second time, so you can really start to perfect what that looks like as well. Just think like your hips and your chest coming down to the floor and then pushing back out of that position as well. So you've got the options that are relevant to you. I'm going to challenge you to the right level as well. Okay, that's there. Next exercise is a jumping lunge. Here's how we're going to work it. From one position, we jump in midair, land into the opposite side, okay? You just do as many as you can. Option is just to step back lunge if you want to. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. So this is where the legs are going to get tired. Your heart rates are going to go back up. It's a great exercise for cardiovascular work, but incredible for toning up the legs as well. If you're into your running, this is a great exercise to develop power and also stability as well, because once you land, your muscles have to really stabilize so that you can maintain your balance. So really great exercise for a lot of reasons. Just 20 seconds left to go. Back knee comes down towards the floor, and then swap over to the opposite side. Hang in there. Getting really tough now. You can get 3 more in. And shake your legs out. 4. Okay, now I did warn you, it's going to get tough. We're back to the split squats now, okay? So, knee rest onto the floor, just up and down. Think about that. Nice elevator movement that we're talking about. In 5, 4, 3, 2, here it is. Just on the spot. 20 seconds on each leg. Then those dive bombers, jumping lunges to finish with, okay? It's going to be tough. We can do it though. Keep that nice movement going. Back knee down towards the floor. So we can get our last couple in. And swap those legs over. Okay, same thing, opposite side. Let's go again. Good. Keep that control. Keep the depth of range. Equal weight between both legs. That's what we're looking to do. Keep control. Back knee down towards the floor. Keeping nice and stable. 30. Oh, okay. Dive bomb press ups. Here we go. From leaving the legs alone, letting them get back a little bit of recovery. Dive into position. Push yourself back out of it. Here's the knee option. Okay. So that's the other foot. So that's your knee option. And that's your foot option. So if you want to make it a little bit harder, think about dropping back into that deep position and then pushing yourself, using your legs. That will really start to challenge the upper body a little bit more. You're in a really strong position. You can always regress if you need to. Just 10 seconds left to go. And relax there. Okay, jumping lunges to finish with. Oh, tough, really tough. Shake them out. 10 seconds recovery. Jumping lunges between you and the finish line, and we are done. Let's get you set. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Get into these nice deep lunges. Back knee down towards the floor. It is going to be tough. You can always do step back lunges if you need to. I'm going to keep these going if you can. So try and stay with me. You can go at your own speed. If you want to go quicker, go for it. If you want to go a little bit slower, that's absolutely fine. I just want you to keep working just so you can get the most out of your body. Oh, it's a tough 20 seconds left to go. The finish line is in sight now. Hang in there. And oh, let's see if we can get this last few in. It's burning. Oh, 3rd time today. Oh, it bites you. Well, I don't relax there. Oh, good work. Give your legs a little bit of a shake. Let them loosen up a little bit. Tough work there, team. Hope you enjoyed the workout, but oh my word. His legs are burning now. Okay, let's take you through some stretches. So we'll take you down to the floor. We're just going to get a little stretch. Put the yoga positions first, so hit your up dog. Feet can be rested onto the floor. Knees can be rested on the floor. The other option is to lift your knees off the floor and get a good stretch of your head. Lift your chin and chest up tall. Let your breathing come back to you a little bit. And then from here, tuck your toes under. You're going to push through your hands and come into a downward facing dog position. Now you can start to bend your knees a little bit more if you need to, or you can straighten your legs. Think about looking towards your feet and getting a deep stretch all the way through your shoulders, but also through the back of your legs. Let's go into those up dogs again. Lift the chin and chest up tall. And one more time. Into your downward facing dog. You can always walk your heels a little bit. Walking the dog. Okay. Now one foot comes up to the hand. And just hold this runner stretch. Now I want you to straighten your back leg. Here's the difference. That's a bent leg. That's your back leg straightened. Reach up. Look up towards your hand if you can. Think about pushing your legs straight at all times. It gives you a really nice stretch through your hips as well. Really important we stretch out through the glutes and the quads. Let me get the glutes here. Now step back to downward facing dog. And over to the opposite side. And again, once you're in this position, reach your arm up, push your back heel away, and lengthen up through your arm. Good. And then from there, bring yourself down to the floor. Okay, we're going to stretch through your glutes. So, with your legs out straight in front of you, all I want you to do is I want you to put one leg over your thigh, not your kneecap, just your thigh. Turn your hands to face towards you. And what I want you to do is I want you to push your arms to a little bit of a straighter position and see if you can get your chest closer towards your shin. If you want to walk your hands in a little bit more, that's absolutely fine. Whichever position you're in, try and get yourself as close to your leg as you can. Now give you a nice stretch for your glutes. Just a really nice stretch here as well. Okay. Now slowly ease that off. Swap it over to the opposite side. Good. This way you get to really lengthen out the muscles and to ease off the tension that you've been building into them. A really big stretch here on the glutes. Good work. Okay, now I'm going to take you into a quad stretch. You can do this on the floor, or you can do it standing. Take one foot into the palm of your hand, bring your knees together nice and straight. Think about pushing the back foot in towards the foot. So I'm towards the hand. Oh, there's jumping lunges there. And really great job there. Push that foot in, get a really nice deep stretch. Let's sort that over to the opposite side. Same thing again. Knees going to be close to each other. Push the foot into the hand. That's the one that we're looking for. That really nice long stretch. Good. Okay, shake that down. So bring yourself up to a standing position, loosen yourself up a little bit. My name's Matt. Thank you very much for joining for this Matrix Fitness workout. We'll see you again on Thursday at 7:45 in the morning, 12 o'clock midday, 5 o'clock in the evening as well, so you can't miss us. Let us know how you're enjoying the workouts as well. Thanks so much, everyone. Bye-bye.